Okay, perfect. So we are recording right now just to double check you guys can hear me okay? Thumbs up. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much. So let me just start. This is going to be like a super casual call. This is just some information that I wanted to pass on to my team for sure. But I know that this is a topic that is just widely popular just across the network. Just for my own, personal I guess, observance just over the past year with the things that have, come up over the network with different, shifts and changes and different MLMs popping up and just different ways to kind of grow this business and take a look at it from a different perspective. So I wanted to share this with I guess my parent team, which would be Team Swarm. So let me just give you guys a little bit of a background, since this is not just my team on the call, because some of you might know me, some of you might not know who I am at all. So let me just give you a background because I think it has a lot to do with the story, like everything that I want to say tonight on the call. I have to say this before I say all of that. So my name is Liz Bellini. I have been a coach. Gosh, I signed up to be a coach back in April of 2011. So I have been in the network for almost 7 years, and I feel ancient because I just feel like I've been here forever. I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen a lot of the ups and downs, and the way that I got into this business was because I was 30 pounds overweight, and I was sick and tired of having no self-confidence and no self-esteem and having no purpose in my life. And I knew that I could be better, and I knew that the way to that happiness was just being more confident in my own body. I knew that I needed to change. I knew that I needed to get to a place of confidence when it came to my health and fitness, because that was really the only way that I knew that I was going to feel better about myself, because a lot of my insecurities came from, the way that I looked, the way that I felt, and I needed to change. And I truly believe, by the grace of God, that I stumbled upon this opportunity because it completely changed my life. So in 2011, I got started with a program called Turbo Fire. And I saw it on an infomercial downstairs in my basement when I was on my elliptical. And I bought the program. I did the program from start to finish. And my journey with that program, looking back, was exactly how every single person should probably start their journey with this company. Okay, so from the very beginning, take my story. Okay, I was 30 pounds overweight, had zero confidence, no goals, no dreams, no vision, just kind of lost in life at 28 years old with husband and 2 children, twins, and just kind of just going through the motions. Okay. I worked full time as a marketing executive in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. I commuted for an hour to and from work, and it was sucking the life out of me. I felt like I was in a hamster wheel, going, and I had no time for myself. I had no time to do the things that I wanted to do. And I knew that there had to be another way. I knew that there was something more. I just didn't know what that more was. And it all started with just me and Turbo Fire coming into my life, and me just sticking to a program and having all the guesswork taken out for me. We know these products and these programs. We know how they're laid out in a perfect way, right? And I'm encouraging you to remember what it was like when Beachbody was first introduced to your life. Like, where were you at? And then take a look at where you're at in your journey right now, and how the events of that journey has totally changed, your life, and how you've become, I guess, an advocate and a lifer in this business. Okay. Think about, where you're at with this whole opportunity and how much your belief system is in this business. So I say all of that just to kind of preface this whole idea around the topic of this call, which I've titled Success Without Success Club and Elite. Okay. So, and I know that's like a weird thing to hear because we are so conditioned by the company to, hit Success Club, reach for, Star Diamond status, reach for Premier, reach for Elite, and, and reach all of these accolades, and then you will be successful, right? Because everybody that we see that has all of those things, we view as, successful in this business. But what we don't see is that those coaches who are still successful are not always in the limelight. You know what I mean? And I want to kind of break that down because for me personally, in the past year, I've seen like the ups and downs of this business. I've seen fluctuations in my own business, and I was forced to take a deeper look at my business because I refused to look somewhere else for an opportunity, if that makes sense. Because I believed in this opportunity and because I didn't want another opportunity that was promising something else. I wanted this opportunity, and I knew that there was a way to be successful, even if the same ways that we've been taught don't seem to be either working or working as quickly as we'd like. And I think it's important to know all the facets of this business and to know that you can have success in this business without hitting Success Club every month and, being an elite coach. Okay. But I want to make sure that everybody understands that I'm not discrediting Success Club or Elite, because honestly, I think when you don't focus on those two things, they just happen naturally. And right now, I think everybody is so trying so hard to reach those two things, Success Club and Elite, that they're pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and it's not happening. And we're just working harder and harder and harder at it when our focus is wrong, right? Our focus needs to shift a little bit, and then all of a sudden Success Club and things like Elite just kind of happen, right? We don't have to push so hard for them, right? They just happen because we've done it the right way, and that's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to kind of share on this call surrounding that topic. So I want you guys to have an open mind with this, really kind of take it in, kind of think about where you're at in your business right now. Think about what your goals are. And as you listen to this and the things that I'm going to share, I encourage you to pull out a piece of paper and write things down. And maybe you've thought of these things, maybe you've considered them, and maybe you don't, know that you want to do them, but something's holding you back, or you have a block or something. Because I know that there are these things that I'm about to say, are things that I knew that I wanted to do, but there was like a block, and I'm going to talk about those things. So I want you to take a look. I want you to take a look at what's kind of been lost. Okay. And I am, like a faith-based person. Okay. I find success stories in the Bible easily relatable to the things that happen in our life. So I'm going to reference that a lot. So maybe it's going to go over your head. Maybe it's going to hit you right in the face. I don't know. But I just, I'm going to make a lot of those references because that's what makes sense to me. So I want to take a look at what's been lost, right? So I'm going to preface that with, the story about how, God, gave us a tree, right? This is really simple. God gave us a tree, right? So God gave us a tree, and we can make a table from a tree. Okay, God didn't give us the table, right? God gave us the tree. Okay, God gave us the tree and said, here's a resource. Do something with it. Let me see what you can make, okay? And man made a table, and it served a purpose, okay? So that's like a simple concept. And another way that we can kind of look at it in terms of this business is that, like I said in the beginning, I believe it was by the grace of God that I was given this opportunity with coaching and with Beachbody. And I believe that God brought this opportunity into my life. And I believe it brought it into a lot of our lives. But but we have to build the business, right? So God gave us the opportunity, but we have to build the table. We have to build the business. Okay. So I, like I said, I've done a lot of digging deep. I've done a lot of research in, trying to figure out, okay, how can we grow this business in another way that's not associated with Success Club and Elite, and I've talked with a lot of, veteran coaches. I've sat in on a lot of calls, and these are things that I've pieced in part together to kind of come up with this message that I want to share on this call tonight. So really what I've found, and you can take this with a grain of salt, you can take this as hearsay, but this is what I believe because I've heard it from other credible coaches in the network who have been around, who are highly successful, and who have been around the network. So Success Club and Elite didn't always exist, okay? We're talking about a company that just celebrated its 10-year anniversary, okay? I've been around for 7 of those 10, all right? And Success Club and Elite both did exist when I came into this business. And of course, it's changed over the years, but it didn't always exist, okay? When the founding coaches came into this network, there was no such thing as Success Club. There was no such thing as Elite, all right? And they had to formulate this system of Success Club and Elite, all right? And just from hearing other top coaches talk about this concept, I really was hearing what Success Club and Elite were created for. And the main reason that Success Club and Elite were created was to show the investors, okay, into this company, that we had a lucrative business, okay? They needed a way to measure the success and the growth of the network, okay? So they created these things like Success Club and Elite so that they could show the investors that this was a lucrative business, to show that things were selling, that things were moving. And it wasn't meant to be a long-term thing. Okay, it wasn't meant to be a long-term thing. It was something that was created in the beginning, and it wasn't meant to be a long-term thing. So we know that Success Club can limit us, right? Because we kind of get put into this little box. But not so much in a bad way, because it's an amazing foundation to grow a business on. Because I did grow my business on focusing on hitting Success Club every single month. I have been in Success Club for 70 months in a row. Okay, I came into this business in April of 2011. I started hitting Success Club in, I believe, September. Yes, because in September of 2011 was when we enrolled the challenge packs. Challenge packs came to the party in September of 2011, and it made hitting Success Club that much easier. Okay, so I've hit Success Club every single month since September of 2011. That's 70 months consecutively in Success Club. I personally built my business on the single concept of hitting Success Club every single month since September of 2011. So I'm not saying that it doesn't work. Okay, it's a great foundation to build your business on. But the thing, because businesses change and because things evolve, we have to be smart as business mindset people, right? We have to be open to the idea that there's more areas to focus on, right? There's more areas to grow a business, okay? We need to focus on other things like volume, which I've personally found that my coaches on my team are very, and I hate saying uneducated, but they don't understand how volume works. And I'm pretty sure that probably the majority of the people on this call probably aren't 100% sure how volume works either. And that's okay, because it's not really taught all that well in the network, because all the focus is put on, hit Success Club, hit Elite. Right? So there are other areas to focus on, and one of those big areas are Elite, and focusing on other products. There are other products out there other than a challenge pack, believe it or not. We have a wide variety of products out there. And maybe you know, and maybe you don't know, but rank doesn't mean bank, right? Rank doesn't equate to how much money you make. Yes, Star Diamond coach sounds awesome, and everybody wants to have that title. But let me tell you, if you don't have the volume to back that rank up, that doesn't mean shit. And excuse my language because it might get out of control because I get worked up and I get passionate about this. But if you don't have the volume to back up your rank, then it doesn't mean shit. Yeah, you look good on paper, but it's not helping you pay your bills. It's not helping you reach the kind of financial security that you were hoping that this business would give you, right? It's kind of smoke and mirrors kind of thing. So regardless, deep in my heart, I truly believe that the company never actually thought that people would sacrifice income over recognition. Okay. But here we are, and people are, all right. People are chasing a rank and they don't have the volume to back it up. I know this because I know people in the business who have done this. Okay. There are 5-star diamond coaches not making anywhere near maybe some of these 1-star and 2-star diamond coaches. All right. Because they've built the foundation of their business on sticks rather on a foundation of stone and rock, if that makes sense. Okay. So here's the thing. So since Success Club and Elite doesn't drive, since it does drive business, right? It does drive business. People clearly, they want to hit that Success Club. I'm one of them. All right. I'm one of them. The thought of not hitting Success Club literally stirs something inside of me, some sort of anxiety. Right. And that's something I'm going to talk about here in just a few minutes. But the company knows that it's a business driver. Elite is a business driver. Everybody wants to be elite. Everybody wants to be premier. Right. So, and I'm speaking for the majority, maybe not everybody, but the majority do. Okay. That's what they want to go for because that's what's recognized in the company. All right. So I want to bring you back to the concept, remember that God gave us this opportunity, right? And we have to build the table, right? We have to build the table. And there's more than one way to build a table, right? We've all seen different styles of tables, right? We've all seen different styles of tables. So there's more than one way to build a table. And like, we've heard Tommy say, or maybe you haven't, I grew up in this business listening to Monday Night Swarm calls. And Tommy's famous words were, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And that's so true. That's so true when it comes to this business. And really the concept has to shift. The idea has to shift from, starting to create a we environment as opposed to a me environment. All right. A we environment to a me environment. We have to step away from that. Success Club and Elite is a me environment. It's a me environment. Okay. We, is helping people with a solution that fits them, right? Even if it doesn't fit in the box of a challenge pack and gives us those 2 little Success Club points. That's a we mentality. All right. And a lot of us operate in a me environment. Right? Initially, because we want those Success Club points. A lot of us don't feel like we're successful if we don't enroll somebody in a challenge pack. Right? I know it because I've had coaches on my team, if I'm following up with them, like, how you doing this month? How did that follow-up go with that customer? And they always say, oh, well, they got enrolled with a program, but they didn't get the challenge pack. So, and they downplay it. And really, we've got to stop doing that. You helped somebody get started with a program. I got started with TurboFire. I didn't get started with a challenge pack. A challenge pack didn't even freaking exist when I started, right? That should be celebrated. And because we don't recognize, points for somebody just signing up with a program, we kind of downplay what we've accomplished. And that's not good. That's not good. So we need to move from a we environment to a me. We need to move from a me environment to a we environment. And that's the same thing goes with the team, right? Team wise, because, we get elite points when our coaches hit Success Club, right? We need elite points in order to hit elite. So the only way that happens is when our coaches are hitting Success Club and enrolling coaches with challenge packs. That's a big part of how we earn elite points, whether you know that or not. Adding coaches to the team, building rank. You have to be a certain rank in order to be elite. Okay, so but you know what? If that doesn't make sense for that coach, then it doesn't make sense for the whole thing, right? Because when we're operating in an elite mindset, we are operating in a me environment, because it reflects me, right? If I'm elite, that's me, right? Right? I need my coaches to do X, Y, Z in order for me to be elite, whether their actions are in the right alignment, whether it was smart for them to build up a diamond account just so that they could get to diamond. They signed up their mother, their brother, their sister, and their whole family just for it to crumble next month, right? That's not what we want. That's a typical way of building a business on a foundation of sticks rather on a foundation of stone, right? So kind of thinking in terms of we and not me. All right, that's the shift we have to make. And I, for those that are on my team that are listening to this call, I have to, apologize. I have to apologize and humble myself, because for 7 years, I've pushed a me environment. I've pushed Success Club. I've pushed Rank. I've pushed Elite and Premier. Right. And I still have to ask for forgiveness, because it was my decision to do that. But part of the reason why I did that was because that was the only way that the company showed us success, and I'm definitely not dogging the company, because I love the company and I love Carl. I love that man. Every time he speaks right through my soul. And I truly believe he has our back in this. But as business owners, as Team Beachbody coaches, we are business owners, and it's our responsibility to look deeper into what this opportunity offers, aside from what the company is pushing, right? So the way that I'm kind of talking about this we environment is definitely a duplicatable process, a much easier duplicatable process than the me environment. All right. So once again, I want you to think about how you got started. Why are you a lifer of Beachbody? Why are you still here? Why are you a raving fan? Right? Because I personally consider myself a raving fan of Beachbody. I'm a lifer. Nothing could tear me away from this opportunity. Absolutely nothing, because it changed my life. Okay, it changed my life, and not because of the business aspect, but because of what the products offered and helped me in living a healthier, more fulfilling life, which is our motto, right? So nothing could tear me away from this company. So that makes me a lifer. It makes me a raving fan, all right? And we can easily duplicate lifers and raving fans based off of the experience that we've gone on ourselves in getting to this point right now. Okay, so the process is really easy. And I don't know if you guys know Danny Johnson or have studied anything that she does, but I went to the school of Danny Johnson, and I'm a raving fan of hers. And I'm a lifer there too. I've learned some things from her, and I've taken it with me on this journey. And one of the main things that I've learned from her way back in the very beginning, when I first went to her very first seminar, was the process of expose, involve, and upgrade. Okay, so expose, involve, and upgrade. Exposing what it is that we do, right? Sharing our journey, sharing this opportunity, sharing our story, sharing what the process has done for us, exposing other people to the idea of what this opportunity offers, right? And then involving them, right? Involving them. Invite them to a challenge group. Invite them to try a product. Invite them to check this out. Invite them to a group workout, whatever it is that you can invite them to, and expose them to what this community can give. And then we upgrade them. We upgrade them to a challenge group. We upgrade them to buying a product. We upgrade them to a challenger. We upgrade them to a coach. We upgrade, somebody from trying Energize to trying the Performance Pack. We upgrade somebody who just tried a program to trying Shakeology, okay? Whichever way the upgrade looks like. It doesn't have to be upgrade to a challenge pack, and be upgrade to whatever it was that's the next step for them. You know what I mean? So exposing, involving, and then upgrading. That's a duplicatable, easy process that anybody can do, right? Anybody can expose this opportunity and share the journey. Anybody can involve somebody else and invite them to something, and anybody can upgrade those involvers, right? So that's an easy, duplicatable process. So here's the goal. The goal is 3 people a month, right? And I don't just mean with challenge packs. I mean, help 3 people a month with something. Help them with Energize, help them with Beachbody On Demand, help them with the portion control fixed containers, help them with the Beachbody recovery formula, help them with Shakeology, help them with Daily Sunshine, whatever. Just help 3 people do something, right? Help 3 people do something and focus on adding at least 1 coach to your team every single month, right? And follow the process of expose, involve, and upgrade, right? So that's the goal. That's the small goal. Right? That's the little thing that you can concentrate on consistently over time that's going to reap big results. So the thing is that know that this business takes 3 things. It takes consistency, it takes time, and it takes character. Character is a big one. A real big one. And I'm going to touch base on that. We live in a microwave society. And if it doesn't happen like right now, if we don't get the result that we want like right now, then we decide that it doesn't work. We decide that it doesn't work and we're moving on to something else. And that's it. We want it right now. We want it in our hand. We want it right now because that's the society that we live in. We don't have patience anymore. We have to learn patience, and we have to understand that success takes time. Right. So to think that, success is fast is totally naive. Right. We have to rewire our thinking. And we have to go back to the idea that we want to create lifers. We want to create raving fans like us. Okay. I mean, a good example outside of Beachbody, well, kind of, but not really, outside of Beachbody of a raving fan is me with Chalene Johnson. Okay, obviously she's a Beachbody trainer, and she's the person that I got started with Turbo Fire and all that good stuff. But on the flip side, we all know that Chalene is a very smart businesswoman. She teaches social media. She teaches other people how to grow businesses within their multi-level marketing business and outside. Okay, she's a businesswoman that helps other business women grow businesses. Okay, she's all business. All right. And I am a lifer of Chalene Johnson. She is my go-to girl for all things social media. She's my go-to girl for all things business growth related. I've been to every single one of her seminars. I've been mentored in a lot of her, coaching groups, and she's my girl. She's my girl. But there are thousands of other women out there who do similar things that Chalene does. Right. But the thing is that I know Chalene. I like Chalene. And I trust Chalene. All right? And we need to do the same thing amongst our, followers, our network, our tribe of people. Right? We want to build an environment of know, like, and trust. Right? Because I'll tell you that no matter what other social media guru, businesswoman guru comes out of nowhere and everybody's, talking about her or flocking to her, I bring it back and I say, no, Chalene's my girl. I love her. I know her. I trust her. I'm not going anywhere. She's my girl. She's my girl. And that's where I'm going. That's where I'm staying. This is exactly, sorry, I'm all stuck over here. That is exactly what we're talking about when it comes back to our businesses, right? So when things like a wine MLM or a Prove It ketone MLM come along and people start to jump ship, we have created a know, like, and trust environment of people who are lifers and raving fans who don't even flinch at the idea of these outside things, right? Because they have unshakable loyalty when it comes to this, right? That's why a lot of you here are still here after the wine MLM, after the Prove It and Ketone MLM, right? Because you have an unshakable belief in what you're doing right here and now, right? And that's what we want to create. You guys are lifers. You guys are raving fans, and we want to create more lifers and raving fans. All right, that's the goal. The goal is to build hope, belief, and trust. Right? Hope, belief, and trust. And I want to switch, kind of gears really quick here, as far as like, building and things like that, to like having like that spousal account, and that, because this kind of all goes hand in hand with like growing and volume and what you can focus on. Okay. So, maybe some of you are married, or maybe you have a significant other, and maybe you have them signed up as a coach underneath you. My husband, who's sitting right here, he was like one of my first coaches that I signed up. And so I want to say, having that spousal account is a loophole to a second business center. Okay. So we know, or maybe you don't know, the way that we're able to sponsor ourselves and have a second business center is when we reach 2-star diamond. Okay. When we reach 2-star diamond, we're able to open up another business center that we can drive even more volume through to increase our income. But you can do that before you become a 2-star diamond coach. If you have someone, that's a spouse, that's, significant long-term partner or whatever, that you can sign up, and that can be the loophole to that secondary business center. And I want to just bring that up because we are so conditioned to hit Success Club that we don't realize that we can run orders through those other business centers to grow volume. Okay, granted that we're at least an Emerald coach. Okay, so we all know left side, right side, weak leg, strong leg, volume. If you sign up a spouse or another account, or a significant other account underneath a weak leg, and you drive orders through that account, that is going to even out your legs, and you're going to team cycle bonus more. All right, long-term income comes from team cycle bonus volume growth. Okay, when you sign somebody up for a challenge pack, you get those 2 points and that one-time commission, and then it's done, right? And we want residual long-term growth, right? We want to drive that volume. So I wanted to put that out there. Wanted to put that out there just so that you guys can make a note of that. So going back to that, time, consistency, character, the 3 things that we really need to have in this business: time, give it time, do it consistently, and have character. So as far as time goes, you want to stick around, right? I've been here for 7 years, and I wish you could just have a glimpse of what the life cycle of my business has been, so that you can see how sticking it out over time can work to your benefit in more ways than one. So, sticking around long enough to be able to build depth, okay? Build depth in your downline. So that you can have a connection with those that will be connected with you by the building of a network that might not be directly connected to you. Do you guys catch what I'm throwing down? So there are several coaches in my downline that I did not personally sponsor, who are deep in my downline, that I work with on a one-on-one basis, because I've been around long enough, and their coach in between was not around long enough. But because they were lifers, because they were raving fans, they had somebody to connect with. And I was that person that they could connect with, right? I was that person that they could connect with. And you want to have that. You want to have that. And while these people might not directly impact me from them making Success Club or them making any sort of rank, because people that are not directly sponsored to me do not contribute to any of my elite ranking or anything like that. But what they do contribute is volume. All right. And I've built solid relationships with those coaches just because I've stuck around long enough, right? Because their coach abandoned them and they needed somebody to look up to. And I was the one that was there, right? So you want to stick around long enough, because even though you don't directly bring somebody in, doesn't mean you're not going to find a diamond in the rough that's already in your downline. Because I can tell you, some of the best coaches on my team are not even the people that I personally brought in. And that's true. That's true. All right. So every single person in your downline contributes to your volume. Okay. Not every single person in your downline contributes to you if they hit Success Club or hit a certain rank. But everybody building volume in your downline contributes back to you. Okay. So if they're focused on building volume, everybody is winning. Everybody is winning. All right. We all can focus on volume, and it's a win-win situation for the team and for the individual. We, right? Back to that we environment. Everybody wins when we focus on volume. All right. So I want to say this. So big successful businesses are a lot of people doing a little, right? Big successful businesses are a lot of people doing a little. All right. So it's like building a fire, right? It's like building a fire takes time, but once you build that fire builds hot and big and strong for a long period of time, all on its own. But you have to build the fire correctly. If you don't build the fire correctly, then it'll fizzle before it even gets started. But when you take the time to build that fire the right way, it will burn hot and big and on its own for a long time. And that's how you want to build your business. You know, you have to, in order to do that, you have to be willing to see past the ranks and the accolades. It's so hard. I know it's so hard to see past the ranks and the accolades, you guys, because we are so conditioned to be that Success Club all-star, that all-star legend. And I feel like a hypocrite saying that because I've been in Success Club for 70 months. But I'm telling you, if you're struggling right now to consistently hit Success Club and you're feeling failed, or because you're not hitting a certain rank, you need to stop. You need to stop that. And you need to redirect your focus. And you need to be okay with not hitting those things and know that there's other ways to build your business. Okay. You know, like I said, I love this company. I truly believe that Carl has our best interest in mind. But what you guys have to remember is that he has a business to build and sustain too. All right. Just like we as Beachbody coaches have to take responsibility for our businesses. Okay. We cannot rely on the company to figure stuff out for us. We cannot rely on the company didn't say this, or the company didn't do that. Well, it's not the company's job, right? They gave us the opportunity to come in free range and take control and make this business our own. So we need to take responsibility and grow it on our own. We need to dig in deep and figure out what works and what doesn't work. And what doesn't work, we have to tweak it so that it does work. Right? We have to be willing to fail. We have to be willing to forego the flashy things. You know, God gave us the tree, right? God gave us the tree. We have to build the table, and there's more than one way to build the table, right? We have to remember that. You know, and there's this concept that was shared by John Maxwell, and it just coincidentally happens to go hand in hand with the whole God gave us the tree thing. But it's a concept of whacking the tree. Okay, so whacking the tree. You know, and it's a great way to how you're gonna look at your business. Okay, whacking the tree. Okay, you guys are gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna whack the tree. Whack the tree. This is what you know, me and one of my coaches on my team. You know, I message her every morning, maybe every other morning, and I ask her, you know, how's the tree whacking going? And we have a good laugh, and then we talk about our business. But it's an easy way to understand a concept, right? So, I mean, you have to ask yourself, you know, how do you cut down a tree, right? How do you cut down a tree? You know, with an axe. You know, I don't know if you've ever cut down a tree with an axe. I've tried, and it's no fun. My husband's looking at me like, what? I'm pretty sure that I've quit, you know, maybe 10 seconds into it. Because it's hard. I know. Tony said hi, Kelly. So cutting down a tree with an axe. It's pretty hard. You have to hit the tree in the same exact spot precisely over time and with great force. Okay, so precisely, consistently, and focused in one spot with great force. And it takes time. And the goal is to cut down the tree. All right, so consistency, time, focus, cut down the tree. Here's what our society does as far as like whacking the tree. So our society whacks it consistently for a little bit. Okay, they whack the tree for like, consistently for like, let's say a week. Okay, and the tree's still standing. They're like, screw this. I ain't doing this anymore. I'm gonna go to another tree. Right? And maybe that tree is a wine tree, and maybe that other tree is like a ketones tree. It's like, this got to be easier. I'm going to go whack another tree. It's got to be easier to whack down that tree than it is to whack down this tree. So they start jumping from tree to tree, right? Or they say, maybe if I whack the tree harder and longer and exhaust myself, then I'll knock down the tree, okay? And then they quit because it's not working. Right? Because they're exhausted, none of the trees are falling, and then they're just moving on. But let me tell you, if you whack on that tree consistently for 52 more weeks straight, then you're going to whack down that tree. All right? You have to give it time. You have to give it consistency. And you have to know the business plan. All right? You have to know the plan. You have to know what works. All right, when you're whacking this tree in this business plan. So this business, shut up. This is how I understand it. So this business, okay, MLMs in general, all right, was created to build a network of a lot of people doing a little. Okay, that's why network marketing existed, right? It's a lot of people doing a little, not one person doing a lot. Okay, so if you're a coach, have been a coach for X amount of years, or maybe even months, but you feel like you're doing all of this work and nobody else is showing up on your team, and you feel like you're doing everything that you can, you're providing them with everything that you can, you're showing them everything that you can, you're working harder than anybody else, then you're doing it wrong. Right? Then you're doing it wrong. And I know, because I spent years doing that. All right, and that's not how the business plan was designed. The business plan was designed for a lot of people to do a little. And that's how everybody grows, okay? It was designed for freedom, flexibility, along with lucrative benefits, right? That's what multi-level marketing was developed for. So know the business plan. Know the business plan. Ask yourself, do people want what I have, right? Do people really want what I have? And I got to tell you guys, there are times in my business where I thought, who the hell would ever want to be what I'm doing? I'm exhausting myself. This is so hard. Who would ever want to do what I'm doing? Right? So you have to ask yourself, do people want what I have? Are you answering messages all hours of the night? Are you on your phone constantly? Are you putting, your relationships in front of your business? Are you sacrificing way too much? Right? You have to get real with yourself. Trust me, I can say all these things, you guys, because I've done all of these things. I've done all of these things in trying to grow this business. And I wish somebody would have told me this stuff when I was first started, okay? And I have to say that because I want you guys to know this stuff, right? So in this business, we whack the tree 5 times, set it down, right? Whack the tree 5 times, set it down. Go live your life, right? Come back, whack the tree 5 more times, set it down, go live your life. Wash, rinse, and repeat, okay? Daily, consistently, time, character, right? Give it consistency over time with character, right? Stick around, have some integrity, do what you said you were going to do, right? Remind yourself why you got into this, right? And in time, you will influence and you will teach others to do the same thing. That's easy duplication. And then you have a business, right? And then you have a business and people will want what you have. Right? And then people will want what you have, right? Follow the plan and the recipe and give it your own personality, right? Give it your own personality. So here's the recipe, okay? Here's the recipe, and I want you guys to write this stuff down. So here's the recipe, number 1. Do the programs. Get a program, commit to it, and do it, right? Share your journey. Share your journey. Be relatable, be real, and be transparent. And invite. Invite challengers to your challenge group. You know, invite them to the coaching opportunity when it's appropriate, when people are ready for it, right? And when people ask, does this really work as a business? You can say, yes, yes, because I help 3 people a month doing something, and I make at least $200 extra a month helping people, right? A coach doing this part-time, helping at least 3 people a month is going to make at least $200 a month doing this, right? All right. And when you hear, when a random person hears that they made an extra $200 doing this coaching thing on the side, an extra $200 a month would drastically change some people's lives, right? It would drastically change some people's lives. And see, a lot of the times I see coaches saying, you know, oh, well, that's just $200. I'm like, well, then you need to change your mindset about money, right? You need to celebrate every extra income that's coming in, no matter the amount. No matter the amount, you have to celebrate it. You have to celebrate it because the truth is, that was really loud. I'm gonna mute. The truth is that $200 extra in anybody's life is going to change their lives. It's going to change their lives. You know, and honestly, you won't hear me ever sharing like big money stories, right? You won't see me saying, you know, I make, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars a month, right? I would never share that story because that's intimidating and it doesn't give people hope, right? But people can doably see making an extra $200 a month, right? They can start small. So share the heck out of that. You know, $200 a month is doable. It's realistic. It's a $200 story, right? So it's a good reminder to speak life, you know, over your business as opposed to death. All right. It doesn't matter how much you're making. It doesn't matter if you're, oh, I'm only making $200 a month. If then you're speaking death over your business. You know, I'm making $200 a month in my business, right? That's an amazing thing. That's $200 that you didn't have before without this business, right? So speak life over your business instead of death. You know, you want to speak life. You speak life over what you want to live. You speak death over things that will die, right? So change the mindset, right? So here's the recipe again in detail. In detail, here's the recipe again. Whack. We're back to whacking the tree. Whacking the tree. All right. And a tip before the recipe. You know, don't spend all day whacking the tree. Why? Don't spend all day, you know, whacking the tree. Show excitement for your business. Shout it from the rooftops. Okay. If you were to open a new pizza shop, all right. If you were to open a new pizza shop, you would invite everybody that you know to come to your pizza shop. Right? And you tell their friends to invite their friends and invite their friends. That's how you should be in your business because we offer an amazing opportunity to help people, you know, change their lives, to live healthy and more fulfilling lives, right? So we need to share it that way. We need to do the same thing in our business. All right. Those are the tips. You know, here is the recipe. All right. Here's the recipe. You do you first. You do you first and you share the journey. That's the business plan, right? Do you first. Share the journey, right? The recipe, number 1, run challenge groups. I just saw Carl post this on his social media. I think it was today or maybe it was yesterday. Just do one thing. He goes, if you do this one thing, you will be successful. And that was run challenge groups. Okay. So the recipe, run challenge groups. Number 2, connect with people. Make a connection. And by connection, I say add them to your network. Whatever network it is, whether it's face-to-face, whether it's social media, that's a connection. 2 to 3 people a day. Make a connection. Number 3, message people. A non-invite. Okay, message them. Just touch base with them. Build a relationship with them. Build some trust. Okay, 2 to 3 people a day. Number 4, invite people. Invite people with an actual invite to a challenge group, to a clean week group, to a coaching opportunity group. All right. At least 2 to 3 people a day. Invite them. And then number 5, follow up with people. Keep track of your contacts. Keep track of your conversations and follow up with people. Don't leave them hanging. 2 to 3 people following up. All right. And that's it. That's whacking the tree 5 times. I just gave you 5 things. Okay? Run a challenge group, connect with people, message people, invite people, follow up with people. Whack the tree 5 times, set it down. Go live your life. Go be with your family. Go be with your husband. Go be with your children. Go do the things that you love to do. Come back, whack the tree 5 times. Go live your life. All right? Go live your life, right? All right. So let me tell you something. All right. You know, I've been here for 7 years. Okay. April 2011, it'll be 7 years. And I followed this recipe every day that I've been a coach since 2011. True story. True story. Every day I just sat down and I was reaching out to people. I was sharing my journey. And I was doing some form of this whacking of the tree. Okay. I did that every day since I was a coach. All right. I'm a 4-star diamond lifetime coach. All right. I've been a premier coach 1 time out of the 7 that I've been here. All right. I've never been an elite coach. I've not been in the top 10 and I've not been on stage for anything more than what lasted maybe a few seconds. All right. I've shown up every day while dealing with life and roadblocks and unfortunate events, just like everyone else. Okay. I've survived life. Life is hard. Life is hard for all of us. And I think that we forget that, right? We have to be nicer to ourselves, right? I mean, in the course of the last 7 years that I've been building my business, I faced some tremendous, unfortunate events in my life, right? I've lost my mom to cancer unexpectedly in 2 months, all right? I've struggled bad in my marriage because of this business, all right? That whole spousal support, yeah, that was bad for me in the beginning of my business. It drove a wedge in between me and my husband, all right? Badly, to the point of really just that we can joke about it now, thankfully, by the grace of God. But it was bad. It was bad. You know, I've watched my team fall apart. I've watched my team fall apart. I've faced great betrayal and deceit and lies within my team. All right, diamond coaches and star diamond coaches betraying me, leaving me. All right, picking away at my downline to go join another MLM. All right, I've faced naysayers and judgment from family and friends and outsiders because of this opportunity. I've been made fun of. In the 7 years, I've endured all of that. But I kept going. I kept going. I kept showing up. I kept whacking the tree because I believed in it. Because I believed in it. Because it meant something to me. Because it changed my life. And I thought if it was changing my life, then it could change somebody else's who was ready for the opportunity. Right? I worked hard on my personal development. Very hard. I'm going to go back to Danny Johnson on this because she says, work harder on you than anybody else and you will be unusually successful. And that is 100% truth. 100% truth. I dug deep into my personal development and my faith, all of those life things. All right. Through all of those life things. I have been here for 7 years, you guys. All right. Never elite, but yet I'm a full-time coach. I survived a layoff from my full-time job, marketing job in downtown Cleveland 4 years ago when they just wiped out half the company and said, sorry, we'll see ya. Okay. I support my family on this income. Okay. I am able to afford anything that we could possibly ever want or need. Okay. You know, while having, I don't know. You know, while having the time freedom, right? While having the time freedom to do whatever it is that I want. I have 11-year-old twins, okay? And I'm able to be here for them. I'm able to put them on the bus. I'm able to get them off, you know, the bus. I'm able to pick them up from school if they're sick, okay? I'm able to help people with my passion, my purpose in life. You know, I'm my own boss and I work from home. Right? That's anything I could have ever wanted or dreamed for, right? I look at it this way. The way I see it is that I've failed the top 10 coaches by probably about 90%. Okay, I failed them by about 90%, but yet I'm still successful. And let me tell you this, Okay, let me tell you this in closing. When you can do all of that and deal with all that life throws at you and still show up every day, whack the tree, and come out on top, that, my friend, is elite. Okay, that's what elite is. Elite is not some 5-star diamond rank with X amount of elite points. That means nothing. Everything that I've said, that this opportunity has helped build a life for me and help me live life by design. That's elite. And when you can wrap your brain around the idea and the practices that can help you get there, then you will be elite, right? You know, would it be amazing for my team to be recognized in the eyes of the company as an elite team? Yeah, that would be pretty awesome because my team deserves that. These people are amazing, they work hard, and they deserve that sort of recognition. But that's not the only way, right? That's not the only way, all right? So remember this, remember these things. Know the business plan. You show up first and share your journey. Put your blinders on. Don't look left, don't look right. Don't look at what anybody else is doing. Don't look at how fast somebody else is succeeding. Their journey is their journey. It's not your journey, right? Stop chasing the flashy things. It's hard because the company puts them right in front of us. But know that the flashy things don't necessarily mean business growth and that there are other ways, okay? So whack the tree 5 times. Go live your life, right? God gave us the tree, remember. And it's up to us to make the table our way, right? So I've sat here and spoke for exactly an hour. I have no idea how I did that. But that is what I had to share tonight. If you guys have any questions, you're welcome, Ashley. If you guys have any questions, I mean, feel free to post in the Swarm Cave. You know, understand the idea of being a 500 PV coach is exactly the sort of thinking that I am starting to teach to my team and have them focus on. Moving away from Success Club. I mean, if Success Club happens in the process, amazing. But at least I know if they're making at least 500 personal volume points every single month, then their business will continue to grow exponentially. And they're going to be able to teach their coaches and their challengers to do the same, which is going to be a way that they build their team in the long run on a firm, long-term, stable foundation, not a business built on sticks. Okay, so like I said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask, because I feel like a lot of the top coaches, a lot of the coaches in the network are focusing more on volume. I feel like you're going to see a lot more of this, but it's a good concept. It's a win-win concept. So no matter if you're still focusing on hitting Success Club or still going for Elite, you know, we're definitely cheering for those people who are still going for those things, but know in the background that there's other facets of this business, and volume is a big part of it. Understand the business plan, understand how it works. So, okay, all right, I'm gonna let you guys go. 10 o'clock on a Wednesday night. So we'll see you guys later. I'll try and get the recording up here if you want to share with your teams or just watch it again. So we'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining.